Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Denver Broncos and the New York Giants. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. It's Graham Gano to get this one started. And off we go from East Rutherford. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 22
Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at their 49-yard line.
And just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it'll be 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
There's a lot to like about this young quarterback, and of course we're going to have to wait and see. Can he take advantage of this opportunity in front of him, Mike? But he has not been shy. He says, I know I can play at this level. I know that I can lead an NFL franchise, and we're going to get a shot to see it here, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Off the bootleg, here is Dart. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He's got his man. It's Mooney. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Out of the gun, 3rd down. It's Dart. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback, and when they come on 3rd down, that number just goes up.
So on fourth down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. The Broncos have Marvin Mims out for the return. And this is going to backfire in a big way. Going for it on their own side of midfield, but they turn it over on downs. Former Ohio State Buckeye, here's J.K. Dobbins. And he's in! J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Broncos.
Touchdown, Broncos.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession two. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6, so that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. He gets it to go. The Broncos will take a 7-0 lead.
Broncos 7, Giants nothing.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Giants take over.
The Giants offense ready for their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here is Dark. Throw left side, that's Johnson.
Not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 4. That is caught out wide on the RPO. The flag is down. It's a gain of a yard. But let's check the call. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far.
Still 2nd down.
And it draws the flag. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun. It's Dart. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Giants.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. John Franklin Myers in there for the sack, worked his way through. It's a loss of 5.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. That's caught. It's Tyrone Tracy. Get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
3rd, they need 8. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll give it to Dobbins. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
On 2nd down, it's Nick. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop, and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. And that's now their 2nd time failing to convert here in the early going on 3rd down. And talking to them this week, 3rd down efficiency was going to be such a critical element of the game. They knew 1st and 2nd down were going to be hard to pick up big chunks, and they were going to find themselves in these manageable 3rd downs. And when you get opportunities to hit them, you've just got to make these plays.
Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. And so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, they've punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. Now the former Sun Devil, it's Cam Scattergood. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 9. To throw is Dart. That's to Mooney, complete right side. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Neighbors in motion. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Broncos with the early lead. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. Giants football here to begin the 2nd quarter. They come up now on 3rd down and 4 to go. Throwing is Dart. And this ball incomplete on third down.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
A nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Broncos offense ready to get back to work. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Nowhere to go, he is taken down.
Let's give a lot of credit there, Mike, to this defense. They remain disciplined on that play-action fake. Nobody bid on it, and quarterback has no choice but to just eat the ball and take the sack.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. That'll be caught along the sideline. Good work there.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Nix from the gun on third down. The pressure too much, and he goes down.
And we've seen this time and time again. When this guy is in a groove like he is here, I mean, he's impossible to block. I mean, the offensive line, they've got to come up with a better plan to slow him down, or he's going to completely wreck this game.
Here's Jeremy Crawshaw now. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Now, a fair catch is taken here, just short of the 45-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. They'll start this on the ground with Scatterboot. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
He was brought down by Drew Sanders. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7. Once again, it's Scatterboot. Yeah! And they'll take this down inside the 35. A 19-yard pickup there. That's good for a Giants first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, There's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 20.
They get an even 20 on that one. First down, Giants.
First and 10 at the 17-yard
What a luxury
line.
that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
Riley Moss on the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 12-yard line.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. They'll go again with Scatterby. Fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
That's another.
What a great
Giants
run down here
first
inside
down.
the red zone, Mike. It's
First
so
down
important
and
that you
goal to
still
go.
can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
A chance here to draw level before the break. It's first and goal. Scatterby trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short.
In these goal-to-go situations, backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. One more time, it's Scatterby. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Cam Scatterby. Touchdown, New York.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. He's got it. And the Giants will level things out at 7 apiece.
The game at 7.
We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to see what they can do. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Throwing, Nix. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Jalen Waddle, the intended target, and it'll lead to a second down.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
Second down. Knicks. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And he'll get only a yard before he's out of bounds, and that's going to set up a third down. Throwing is Nix. Sending it deep for Waddle. That is brought in. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line.
That's good for
A big-time play for the Broncos. It's a gain of 34.
First down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's Nix to throw. That's to Waddle again. Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Second down and 8. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Got it into the hands of Mims. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll throw here on third and short yardage. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense and running back Cam Scattaboo headed out for their next possession. They'll begin with first and 10. Now Dart. The outside, caught by Neighbors. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Dart going to throw here on second down. He'll step up and run. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their second. As they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
Here's Dart on first and 10. Over the middle. Catch made by Mooney. The Giants can call their third and final timeout. Clock is stopped for 26 seconds until the break.
At the Broncos' 49-yard line.
A good spot here, second and a yard. Throwing, dart. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think if you're willing to throw it there, it tells us everything we need to know about the decision coming up here on fourth down. He didn't have anything available, threw it away, and I think in this part of the field, you got to really think hard about going for it.
Here's Jamie Gillen on now, as he's on to punt for the Giants. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit in the field of play and continue out of bounds. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
19 yards.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. They'll put this one down at midfield. Here comes a 60-yard attempt. His kick is good. From 60 yards out, he's got the leg to knock it through.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We'll see if adjustments at halftime change the course of this one. Likely to play a big role in who's going to walk away with a W. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Now return coming from the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Giants offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Dart. That's complete. It's Malik Neighbors. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
To the air on second down. Dart. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Quick throw to Neighbors on the RPO.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
48-yard line.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. On the ground, it's Scalaboo. And he'll be near the first down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down.
It's 3rd
and after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll try to run for it with Scalaboo. And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
Giants.
A little power football here on 3rd and short. They bring in some extra bulk up front, and they just run this ball straight at the defense. Challenge them in a gotta-have-it moment. Can you stop us? And in this case, the answer was no.
Right back to Scalaboo on first down. And this will be a short gain down to the 41-yard line. That's Zach Allen there on the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Here's Scalaboo. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Taken down behind the line.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Out of the gun, 3rd down. It's done. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Darius Slayton.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
The Giants sending out their punter as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. I hit that a little too well. Lands a couple of yards in the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Play action now. It's Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Broncos.
Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
15. First down, Broncos.
Well, any fear they might have had that they'd come out of the halftime break flat has completely gone out the window. They're not content, Mike, here, just having the lead. They're looking to extend it. A couple more plays like that. They'll find themselves in scoring territory here very quickly.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
Brings up third.
They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
Cordale Flock on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And I think he was able to get it back. Yes, he was. That was so nearly the turnover the defense needed. They couldn't get it in time. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. This one's just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
On the return, Olszewski. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The Giants offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Scattergood, showing off the elusiveness there. Able to dance his way forward. It's a gain of about 4.
You know, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays.
He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3-and-out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. Oh, this pass was dialed in right now. They get him again.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Giants sending out their punter. They forced a punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. Now issues here with the snap, but he just does get it away and doesn't get all of it either. The Broncos offense ready to take over once again. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. They'll go play action with Hicks. That's caught on the right side by Waddle. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. 23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Denver first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4. To throw is Nix. And that's over everybody. Out of the back of the end zone. It is incomplete.
And we got a big third down coming up here, Mike. They got a chance with a conversion to possibly get this under the 2-minute warning, put this defense in a position where they have to start using their timeouts.
It's 3rd and 4. Throwing. Nix. A quick slant into the hands of Waddle. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
On the bootleg, it's Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their 2nd. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Throwing is Nix. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Denver.
Touchdown.
Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
At After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Knicks and the Broncos now will line up and go for two.
The Broncos will line up for the two-point conversion.
Back to throw is Knicks. He'll try to do it with the screen. And he will get into the end zone and extend the lead by 2 more.
Giants 7.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
So now after the touchdown, Luck's going to send this one away. He fields it at the 8. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. Out of the shotgun. It's dark. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. That's the linebacker, Nick Bonito, in there for the sack. It is a loss of 6 to begin the drive. They'll come up now for second down. Here's Dart. Moving to his left. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
He was brought down by Drew Sanders.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half.
Third down.
Greg and I back on EA Sports. After this, big play. 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. And over the middle and take it in. He's got it. 13 yards on that pass play. That's good for a Giants first down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This offense, they just can't establish any sort of rhythm. There's just no way to sustain any scoring drives when your quarterback is being pressured and sacked this often.
Now on 2nd and long. Now Dart. He's got his man. That's Mabel. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
It's a gain of 22
The rookie from Ole Miss put that one on target for the first down.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. And that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
And he'll be out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. This duo, dynamite. 18 yards on that connection, and another first.
You see, these are the types of routes, Mike, that you can tell guys spend a lot of time working together during the week. This is timing. This is landmark. This is ball placement. It all has to work together, and in this case, doesn't get much better than this.
Showing off their footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8. The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout. And it comes with 36 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. second down and 3. Throwing is Dart. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Zach Allen gets him for a loss of 4. And that'll set up third down.
Been a largely forgettable performance from this offense up until this point, Mike. I mean, these sacks, they just continue to stop so many of their drives throughout the entire game. And then you look up at the scoreboard, and it pretty much reflects that here in the fourth quarter.
This
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
These are the situations where, as an offense, you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted. But let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big fourth down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched the shutout in the second half. No points allowed, and they cruised to victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olsen. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.